Yeah, good evening, Moushami. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
So you have MS22 file?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Shall I start the discussion?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Thank you. Because I understand this puja festive already started, Durga Puja, and in the evening class. So were you there yesterday in the class? No. Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Sir, am I audible? Hello?
Yesterday you were there in the class. Oh
No,
yeah, I am
sir.
audible now. Yeah. You are audible now. You are audible.
Yes, sir.
Acha. Can you hear me?
Yes, sir. I can hear you.
You can hear me, fine?
Yes.
Okay. Mosumi, yesterday you were there in the class?
No, sir. I was not
No.
here yesterday.
Okay. Fine. So this subject is MS22 and the name of the subject is Human Resource Development. Fine. So out of four of your paper, this is one of the paper. Am I right? I can
Yes,
tell
sir.
you the outline of HRD. I can tell you the outline of human resource development. Before that, if you want to ask me any question, you can ask. You want to ask me specifically any question?
No, sir.
Okay. Then shall I start on my own?
Yes, sir.
Shall I start, Moshumi? Okay,
Yes, sir.
fine. So, okay, fine. I'm starting. So, human resource development. This is a part of management. Fine. In in USA, management started in the year of 1900, and it has actually come to Indian management system, human resource development or human resource management by 1980s, near to 1980s. It's after 1960. Since then, people could understand that human resource development is very necessary. Fine. Without human resource development, other development cannot occur because we have many resources. Out of the resources in service industry and manufacturing industry, human resource are the best resource because dealing with the human being is most toughest job in any industry. If I give you an example, at your own home, you can see that if there is a child, it is very difficult to manage that child who is 3 to 4 years old. So if you are not able to manage a 3 4 years a boy and or a girl, how it's possible to manage thousands of manpower in an organization? That's why the department established in many organizations called Human Resource Department or HR department. It falls under Human Resource Management. Then how earlier it was running? Earlier it was running by personnel department where people used to look after the personal welfare starting from recruitment, salary negotiation, payroll means you are getting your salary in time, how many days you are present in the organization, and lastly you retire, you get the retirement benefit. It has been seen in many organizations. A person has joined as an officer or a manager called assistant manager. He is retiring after his 35 years of service as a senior manager. Hardly people are promoting to the general manager category. Now the question was arising, why this gentleman is not able to reach into the top level of the management. It has been seen that he was having many lapses. Now who will fulfill these lapses? And when the new generation people wanted to join in any organization, they wanted to know their career path. When they are getting selected, while taking the offer letter from the HR, they are asking, sir, within how many years I will get my next promotion as deputy manager? From then, for how many years I will be becoming a manager? How many years it will take to become assistant general manager? Now, when this question was arising, this personal department were not able to reply because they were not having any career graph with them. But this HR department, who is not merely recruiting and running the organization, they started many sub departments. Like somebody is a recruiter, recruiting department. Somebody is giving making the salary called payroll department. Somebody is looking their career called career development. Somebody is looking after training called training and development. Likewise, they are making many subdivision inside the department called HR department. So when I am joining as an assistant manager, I will be knowing if I fulfill all the criteria and demand of the organization, within 3 years I will become deputy manager. From there, another 3 years, I will be becoming manager of the organizations. Likewise, maybe after 25 years, I will become the general manager of the organization if I fulfill the criteria of the organizations and my performance is up to the mark. Yes, another department established called performance appraisal department, which is very necessary. Likewise, HRD department has established in many organizations, but started with the big organization to small organization or with the mindset of the managing director of the company. Let it be the PSU or let it be the private organization. So to do this, because people could understand, if my employees do not develop, then the organization cannot develop. Because HRD is parallelly associated with OD. OD means organizational development. I'll give you a small example. If you have five brothers and your parents, now you understand in the childhood days, your parents were only working and giving all the school and college fees for your five brothers. Now your elder brother got job, earning has become more. Second brother has got a job after his college, earning was more. Third brother got a job, earning was more. Fourth brother got a job, earning was more. And the fifth brother has got a job. You can understand, if your father had only a single house, now you have 3 to 4 houses. And other properties also started increasing. Your father is using a bicycle. Now at your home there are 2 to 3 four-wheeler and two-wheeler. Because all of your brother has developed. Exactly in the same way, if the employees of an organization develop professionally, then the organization will develop. That is the funda of the management, and by this, people started making this HR department the most vital and valuable department in the organization. If a MD is changing over, another MD is coming, his first question is let me interact with the HR department first. Because I understand the manpower will be there with me. They are the main resources by which I can excel. Because individual to individual, there is a hell lot of differences. Individual to individual means human resource to human resource. Somewhere we tell people, somewhere we tell human resource, whatever it is. Somewhere we call it a talent management. Now you understand, those organizations are prime today. People are eager to join in those organizations. Their training and development and career development team is very bigger and very efficient. So HR department was started in many organizations. In those certain private organizations, like I'll give you the example called Larsen and Toubro, L&T, which is called L&T. L&T in India is the first organization who has introduced the integrated HRD system. You must have heard about L&T. L&T has introduced HR system in 1975. They have initially started with their performance appraisal, feedback and counseling system. Performance appraisal means how you work. In earlier days, if your boss is happy with you, that is enough for you for your promotion. But nowadays it is changing. First, you may have to give in certain organization self appraisal. You have to write why you should be promoted. You have to justify. Then your boss, somewhere your subordinate, somewhere there is 360-degree appraisal where Even the vendors whom you are dealing in an organization, they will also give you a appraisal. So L&T was the first organization, started in 1975, and in 1979 they developed a strong training team by which they train their manpower for the individuals or the human resource growth, and at the same time for the growth of the organization. Next is Crompton Gibbs. Crompton Gibbs started this HRD system in the year of 1980. Fine. Crompton Gibbs also, you must have heard the name of Crompton Gibbs. So when L&T infrastructure, fine, or started their HRD system, they were followed by L&T construction group. Many bridges are being made by L&T, you must be knowing, in Calcutta also. The metro bridges and all the metro railway construction is being done by L&T Construction. They are MNC, multinational company. They started organizational development intervention by which they proved if my manpowers are well equipped, my organization will reach to the sky, and they are doing for that. Many other organizations started hands with them, like an organization is called Jyoti Limited. They started also in 1980. TVS, we heard about TVS motorcycle. They started this system in 1983. Voltus, Voltus start the top management and started taking this in 1992, 1982, 83. There are another organizations, fine. They are the member of the TVS companies. When TVS had done that, they thought we'll not go back. Yes, Mr. Malay and Sheikh Aslaf. We have started our discussion 10 minutes before. We are talking about the companies, those who have developed the human resource department team. Fine. So we are discussing for last 10 minutes. So join with us and listen. If you have any queries, you can ask me after I finish. So Sundaram has started the HRD department in 1981. Then another company called BEML, it is Bharat Art Movers Limited. Fine. They have started this after few years of it. Like that, many organizations started it. Like State Bank of not State Bank, before State Bank of India, it was Bank of Baroda, fine, which has merged with few other banks. They started this system in 1978. They have a huge training network. Bank of Baroda. They have a training center in Ahmedabad, a training center in Mumbai, training center in Salt Lake, in many other places. They have a career path. The pupils joining Bank of Baroda, they knows now their manpower is more than lakhs, more than 1 lakhs. State Bank of India, which is one of the biggest bank in India, fine, their manpower is more than 3 lakhs. They started this HR system in 1979, and they made one chief general manager. Fine, it was a personal department earlier. Now they have named it in those days personnel and HR department, fine, headed by a chief general manager. Now it's only HR department. Personal department is under that. Like the subsidiary of State Bank, like State Bank of Patiala has started this. Then the last but not the least, Indian Oil Corporation. Fine. Indian Oil Corporation, who are having now more than 50,000 employees, they started this HRD system in 1983. SAIL, the Steel Authority of India Limited, fine, they started HRD system in 1985. So like this, after 1985, drastically, even the small organizations are having HR department. You can ask any organization, let it be service industry, even in the hotel industry also, you'll find HR department. Fine. So HR has become the part and parcel of organizational development. Otherwise, it cannot function. Fine. So you can understand it's like network. If you do not have network, you cannot access the class. You cannot do any networking. You will not be knowing what is happening all over the globe. So exactly without HRD, the organization cannot function. HRD has become the part and parcel of any organizations. Fine. So HRD is having few roles. Fine, we call that HRD roles. They have the strategies. Fine. There are two types of managers. One is, as I told you, the line managers. Another is the staff managers. They also functions accordingly. This depends on organization to organizations. Right. And as I used to tell, told you in the last class also that you should have the case studies of HRD, by which what will happen is, if you are HR manager, if anything is happening in front of you, you will be able to monitor, you will be able to take the judgment, because today's the best manager is who can take the correct decision in correct time. If you cannot take the correct decision in correct time, then you'll be isolated and your decision will be null and void. So that part you should uh, 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 look into, because the HRD has become so crucial for any organization, let it be big, more small or big. Fine. So without HRD, it cannot function, because human resource development, because human resource are the only resource, the main resource of any organization. So with the performance appraisal, they started something called competency mapping. Now what is competency mapping? Competency mapping means how you work. Everybody is working listening to the boss's instruction, but it has been seen a commerce graduate, who is a commerce graduate working in banking sector, in place of working in a branch, he can give best output to IT department. Says commerce graduate is becoming the head of IT department in the PSC. How it has been known that he can do the best? Because by competency mapping, it has been seen that his eagerness, his interest area is more in those areas. I taught in many colleges and universities. Somewhere I could find an IITian who was passed out from IIT Kharagpur, a civil engineer. He was working in a multinational company in IT department. So when I asked him, how do you are not a computer engineer. Well, sir, if you ask me about anything about civil, I may not be able to reply. But under me, there are not less than 500 people in IT department, those who are working. So my qualification is not matter. Nobody asked me that you are civil engineer or you are IT computer science engineer, because I am heading and I know the full system of IT. So that was been done by that organization by competency mapping. A civil engineer became working in IT department, and slowly after a few years of his experience, he became the head of IT department. So this competency mapping is developing the human resource, because your development, ultimately the development of the organizations. Now, if you know the story, if you know the story of Sundar Pichai, you can understand he is from IIT Kharagpur. IIT Kharagpur in the world universities or the colleges may not come within 100. There are Harvard, there are Oxford, and the company he is working in Google, it is not in India, it is in USA. It's the developed countries, and many people from Harvard, Oxford, MIT, they are working in Google. But you understand the eagerness of this Sundar Pichai. His competency mapping was done by Google, and could understand this gentleman can give us a lot innovative ideas and creativity. So out of a hell lot of employees, he was picked up and become the CEO, and now presently he is the group CEO of Google. Every all other companies together is called group. And if you think about Satya Nadella was BCA from Manipal, Bangalore. You understand that doesn't come in the picture of the classifications or the level or the gradation of the college and universities. But he is the CEO of Microsoft. So how this all came through the system of HRD called competency mapping. In many places you find in the PSU bank, while going for the interview, I am in the panel of few PSU banks. While going there, I could find somebody join in PSU bank as a clerk. He has become general manager. Somebody join as assistant manager in the bank. He is retiring as AGM, assistant general manager. He is not able to reach up to that standard. But a clerk who has joined as a clerk, he got promoted, called TO, training officer. He has joined, he became assistant manager maybe after 3 years or 5 years. And when he is retiring, he's retiring as general manager. When somebody directly join as an assistant manager, provisionary officer, he is not able to reach up to the GM. This is called competency mapping. This is called human resource development. It is not possible only by performance appraisal. Because in many organizations, if you work with your boss for 5 years, naturally your boss will be obliged and give you highest mark and highest mark to everybody. It is 1 to 5 point marks. You may get 5, everybody may get 4, 5, whatever it is. If it is within 100, everybody gets above 90. But you understand, who can does the difference? It is only done through competency mapping. This discussion was there in this year. You can understand now in Delhi University, many colleges cut mark was 100%. Now the question arises, then how people will get chance those who have scored 95, 96? So they are not able to enlisted in those colleges. They are not getting enrolled in those colleges. So what should be done was a entrance test. Due to COVID, it was not possible, but this was from all the forum. They wanted that there should be an entrance test by which other students can get chance in those colleges, not only by score, because you know how there was no college, there was no schooling, there was no examination, how the marks was given. Almost all were getting 99, 100% marks, 98% marks, which was not possible earlier. This will affect in the job market also. When this 2021 pass out will be going for a job, their marks will not be taken as granted. So what is required? A test, the test of competency, the test of knowledge. This input comes from HRD. Now you understand, earlier days it was called the Education Ministry. The central, now that is called HRD Minister. Who is the Education Minister? Education comes under the HRD Minister. So you can understand in the ministry itself, it's not organization, it is not industry. Even the ministry itself, HRD has taken its space. So how important is HRD today? I hope you are understanding. You can unmute and say yes or no.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next, we'll discuss about the task analysis. Fine. And you understand, you must be knowing by this because I think all of you are working students, maybe working in any some organization. You must understand about job rotation. Right? Job should be rotated because of, I'll give you an example again of competency mapping. The name of Arundhati Bhattacharya, fine, who became the CMD of the biggest bank of India called State Bank of India. Do you know her qualification? She was Bachelor of Arts and her honors was in English literature. And banking is a business organization, financial organization, where mainly the chartered accountant, the commerce graduate, BCom, MCom used to work. The first sentence when you enter inside the bank, if you deposit money or you take money, you understand in your passbook, only the entry becomes as debit or credit. An arts graduate doesn't know what is debit, what is credit. But that lady was an arts graduate. She was on the topmost chair of the biggest PSU Bank of India. It was not a private organization. Her father was the founder, so she became CMD. No. She joined in State Bank of India, an assistant manager, became deputy manager, senior manager, chief manager, assistant general manager, chief general manager, deputy managing director. Then she became CMD of the biggest bank of India. And you must be knowing that. She worked in many departments. She was a branch manager. She was assistant branch manager. Like that she was working. When she became the CMD, in her time, State Bank of India drastically has improved on information technology. She has talked to the fintech companies. Today you understand the e-lobby of SBI. Many other things of related to technology of SBI. From your home you can interact, you can do everything. When you can apply for your loan in the net. This all development was done in her leadership. She was an arts graduate. How it was possible? Her qualification apart, she has learned banking because bank has given him training time and again, time to time, many more times in his 35 or 37 years of service. And bank could study her competency mapping, in which field she can do the best. Once she was the HR head also, you can understand. nurse graduate, no MBA qualification, no PGD HRM qualification. She became the HR head of the biggest bank of India and successfully she ran the organization. Her eagerness to learn, human resource development, her development, and the competency mapping done by her senior has made her to become the CMD of the organizations. So job rotation is one of the part which you must know, because changing the table and learning the job. Initially, when somebody is joining as a junior assistant, so he will be working or she will be working in one table. But when she is becoming senior, if she wanted to be the branch head or the in charge, she must be knowing what is happening in all the table. Then only he can supervise or she can supervise. So job rotation is very much necessary. And the task analysis. Task analysis is something we call it as job analysis. The job has to be analyzed. Under which designation what job should be done. That has to be taken out. Because you understand, if I start a venture, first I have to understand I should have an office. Now who will open my office? I require a person to open the shutter. After he is opening the shutter, I need a security. Somebody should be on the gate. So in case of a security guard, if I could find he is little healthy, who can open the gate, put that shutter up, and standing on the gate, and he'll be chasing the people or asking the people who wanted to enter and to whom. She must be knowing to write somebody's name. She will be little talkative. Over the phone she can talk, he can talk, he can dial the number. So the single person, if we do the job analysis, he can do several jobs. In earlier days, a driver was a driver for a boss. Sometimes boss required a technician to repair his car in case of minor problems. And when he goes to the office, he needs few people. One is the stenographer, who will be taking the dictation of the boss. Another you want is a typist who will be typing it. Another person a boss requires who will be connecting the calls, like you call it as telephone operator, like that, somebody who will be arranging the call and connecting the call to the boss. So from morning, boss requires 5 people, one driver, one technician to check his car, if fuel is all right, if everything is okay or not. Then he requires a stenographer, he requires a typist, he requires a telephone person who can connect the calls. 5 person he requires. And everybody gets 10,000 rupees salary. So you can understand, nobody will be able to feed themselves by getting 10,000 rupees salary, but the expenditure behind the boss is 50,000 rupees. It was happening when there were personal department. But when HR department came, it got changed. How it has changed? The person with a good dress up, he'll go pick up the briefcase from the boss's house, he'll come and check the vehicle, he'll make boss to sit in the car, he'll drive him, he'll put the car in the garage, he'll put the briefcase in the office, boss's office, he'll be sitting in a computer where he'll be doing the typing of the letters for the boss, he'll take the dictation. If he doesn't know stenography, he will record the call of the boss on his mobile, he will listen and type it, and he will connect the boss's call to wherever it is. And in the evening, when boss will depart, he will do the same thing, take his briefcase, take him by his car and make him to reach to his residence and lock the car and come back. And this person is getting 25,000 rupees salary. So you can understand the difference of these two. This gentleman getting 25,000 salary is very happy, and the expenditure of the organization also 50% cost effective. Earlier it was given 50,000 rupees, satisfaction was less. Now we are giving 25,000 and satisfaction is full from all the side. This is done by HR department. You have to understand that. Our organization, those who wanted to grow, have started believing this and started following this. So whenever you'll be there in any if you want to start a new venture, you have to understand if you are an entrepreneur. The first department you have to establish is HR department. Then HR department will take other task. They will fulfill the requirement or the desire of the organization. So like task analysis, there are competency analysis also. As I told you about competency, it is very much necessary. Earlier days, boss was enough to promote you. Nowadays, that chances had gone. Even in the PSU bank, people are hiring like me, the HR expert, to be in the interview panel with the bankers. If one senior manager want to be promoted as chief manager, there will be general manager in the promotion panel. Along with that, like me, HR expert will be there with that banker. I am an outsider. I do not know anybody. I whose view, whose marking, whose assessment also matters for the promotion. So things are changing. Things are changing very fast. That's why we call change is such a thing which never changes. Means change is happening very fast. What we can see today, we can see tomorrow. It's a different thing. In case of innovation, in case of creativity, in case of management, in case of running the organization. The next thing what developed in HRD was motivational aspect. It has been seen that if an employee is working, giving his 50%, that same gentleman can give 100% if he or she is motivated. We call ordinary people can do extraordinary things. We don't need extraordinary people. Ordinary people is enough to do extraordinary things. Only he or she should be motivated. You think yourself, the day you are happy, you can do more job. The day you are unhappy, you don't or you can't be able to do anything. पूरा दिन आप काम नहीं कर सकते. The output may not be up to the mark. In case of you are cooking food, you are working in office, you are driving, you do anything. But if you are happy, things are better. If you are happy means you are motivated. Motivated pupils become happy. Happy pupils are motivated. That's why this has become the part and parcel of the organization, and many big organizations have started the motivational lectures, attendance, seminar, workshop frequently for their top management because they understand mainly the top management are under stress. And if you are under stress for a long time, it takes you to depression, and depression we call it a psychological disorder. Psychological disorder means you can understand you have to go under medicine. So the top management frequently attending the company is sponsoring them to attend the seminars, workshop on motivational issues or motivational things. So motivation has become the part and parcel of HRD, which was not there when the personal department was there. Next is the role you play in the organization. You have to understand according to the role you have to act. That was also identified by the HR department. If you are playing as a goalkeeper in a football match, you have to save the goal. You need not to go to give goal for the opposition. There are strikers who can do this. So efficiency, standardization, specialization, this is what's coming. Specialization. You are specialized in which field? Earlier days, people used to talk about PGDM, people used to postgraduate diploma in management, people used to talk about MBA. Nowadays, it comes as what is your specialization? In which area you are specialized? Some university used to give major and minor, marketing and HR and marketing, HR and finance. But people wanted to know what is your major specialization, in which field you are master. One is your certificate, another they will come through your knowledge. They will ask you. I asked in a middle level managers in PSU in their recruitment in the interview, those who have having 15 years of experience and with MBA HR degree, when I used to ask them what is Google Glass, what is 360-degree appraisal, many of them were not able to speak. So I understood they may have the degree, but they do not have knowledge. So one side your degree is necessary, another side is your knowledge. Degree is the entrance, is the identity card. Degree is the admit card for you, the certificate. Yes, I have done PGDHRA, but one second. Sorry. The thing is that your knowledge will be necessary to deliver. Your degree will not deliver. In USA, the people from India for last 30 years, those who had gone to work in the IT field, there was a survey and it has been seen that those who had gone to USA before 35 years, almost the students were having simple graduation degree and many of them were BCom, it's commerce and arts graduate, and few of them are science graduate, like only BSc, maybe zoology honors, maybe botany honors, maybe chemistry honors. They are very successful in IT industry in abroad. And if you go to the industry, if you talk to the operation manager of the industry, you can understand they are happy with the diploma engineers than the BTech engineers. They say that diploma engineers are doing better than the BTech. How they have identified this? They have identified through what? They have identified through competency matters. So you have to understand knowledge is one of the area. Fine. So how to justify your knowledge? How to judge your knowledge? There are certain system in HRD that's called appraisal system, career system, training system, work system, cultural system, self-renewal system. These are the system developed by Human Resource Department, HRD Department, Human Resource Development Department, because these are all necessary ingredients for any organization to grow. Because main aim of the organization is to grow. Organization doesn't want to stay in the same platform; they want it to grow. For growing, you have to understand how organization can grow. So it is not like the government system, we call it as red tapeism, like the bureaucrats run the organizations. Right? There should be some innovation, there should be some creativity, there should be some new research by which it is being done. Clear? So this is the thing in HRD we follow. As I told you about the performance appraisal, training, potential appraisal, organizational development is all together fine. But somewhere we call that what does development and management of human resource mean? We understand first thing is human resource planning, or we call it as manpower planning. It is all the same. Right? The organization should have manpower planning. Like if you go to Wipro call center in Salt Lake, sector 5, you, in BPO sector, you can understand every day the recruitment is going on. You go to Monday to Friday, anytime, you can understand the long queue over the main gate where the candidates are entering there for their interview every day. Why? Because any fine morning, ample of employees are leaving also. So they are doing first round of interview, who are shortlisted, second round, third round, fourth round, even fifth, sixth, seventh round interview is also going on. If you are selected, your data is there with the HR department of Wipro. They find on first morning, first 31st October, 10 people will be leaving the organization. They'll be resigning. So before that, they'll be calling 10 people from the list, the data they have. They don't want any chair should be vacant because they have to give output. They are working for the foreign companies. Their job cannot be stopped because the company will be asking the reason. So 10 people will be joining. They will be working for 6 months, 1 year, again they may leave. So always in their hand they have the manpower. So human resource planning means the planning of the manpower you have to understand. I will give you a simple example by which you will understand better. You must be doing marketing in the puja if you are from Calcutta. If you go to any shop, if you go to that shop before 3 months, you have seen there are three pupils as salesperson. But if you go to this puja time, you understand there are 10 pupils. They all are taken for 3 months time before the festival. Or else, better example you can understand in the puja time about that egg roll stall in Calcutta or wherever it is. Same egg roll stall was there. Two people were working there, making and delivering you the egg rolls. But now, if you go today and tomorrow, you find there are five people working there. These people are called only for these 5 days. They'll be paid daily wages and they'll be called for these 5 days. This is called manpower planning. This is called manpower planning. And in HR terminology, we call as human resource planning. Then when you have this manpower planning, the next stage is selection or recruitment or other job assignment, offer letter, these, that, and all the formalities are being done. Then come the induction program or orientation program or on-job training, whatever you say. You'll be knowing about the organization, the values of the organization, the mission of the organization, the vision of the organizations, the product of the organization, the marketability of the organization, the market share of the organization, and many other things. So this induction program will be attached with the training program, and you will be told how you will get promotion and everything, how you have to perform. They will tell about the performance appraisal of the organization, the job evaluation of the organizations, the rewards and punishment of the organization, what you do by which you will be rewarded, what you do by which you will be getting punishment, the transfer system of the organization, the employee-employer relationship that will be told to you by the training program. The trainer will tell you that also. Because organization has two concepts. One organization thinks customer first, employees second. Other organization thinks employees first, customer second. Now you have to understand what your organization's view. They say customer first, employee second, or they say employee first, customer second. Your organization falls in which category? Then the career planning and development, very much important. Every new employee or now the qualified pupils, they are very much eager to know. They are very much eager to know the career development path in the organization. I am joining as a junior, as a fresher, no issue. But what is my career graph? How many years it will take for me to become manager, to become senior manager, to become assistant general manager, deputy general manager, like this. That will be explained to you. And the organization design and institutional building, how the institution can build up. You have to understand. That's very much necessary. The organizations are becoming or doing better nowadays. They have all this system intact. That's why they are doing better than many other organizations, where certain organizations are falling down, making losses. Certain organizations are doing better. The difference you can understand from the same group, like when Mukesh Ambani, means Dhirubhai Ambani died, their mother, means the mother of Mukesh and Anil, Kokila Ben Ambani, has divided the organization what Dhirubhai Ambani was holding, almost 50-50 to two brothers, Mukesh and Anil. And you can understand that today's condition of Mukesh is doing so better and Anil Ambani is sinking. Why? Because this HRD system of both the organization, there is a difference. This difference is making one organization to reach to the sky, another organization is sinking in the sea. So this system you have to understand, because human resource are the main resource of any organization. You understand, our soldiers, our army jawans are fighting in the border. Do you know their salary? Those who are getting killed every day in the Kashmir Valley or Ladakh, they may be getting 20, 30, 40, 50,000 rupees salary. Their salary is not like the corporates. They are not very qualified that they claim 1 lakh, 2 lakh salary. But those Jawans are fighting with the enemies and sacrificing their life because they are dedicated, they are punctual, they are competent, they are devoted. So human resource department or human resource HRD department want the dedicated employees in the organization. That's why the trainings are being held. That's why in army every day morning to night they have training, training and training with the latest technology, missile and many others arms and ammunitions. Fine. So this is the uh, outline of the human resource department. Fine. Because as the time is short, two classes to cover full syllabus becomes very difficult. But I have given you the brief idea, and two things before I end up, I must tell you, I do not know how many papers you have cleared, how many papers are still left over. Two things is in IGNOU, one is your assignment, one is your term and examination. In case of your assignment, what you have to do is, I could find that many of you, I don't remember the name, you sometimes forget to write the reference of the organization, which is very much necessary. Fine. Managerial knowledge cannot be fulfilled if you cannot give an example or refer to an organization. It is not only definition based subject. You say what is HRD and it finishes. Always you refer an organization. Maybe you are working or you may learn from the organization from anybody and write something. As I told you, HRD established by LNT first. So like that you can know it from many system nowadays. So you have to give some reference of some organization. Number one, in case of your assignment, and in case of your term and examination also, there must be a case study. You must learn the case study, read the case study well, and what you should do is, while writing the answer of the case studies, you must feel that you are the representative of the organization. So that part you must take care, that you are the representative of the organization. Somewhere in case study you find one manager was sacked, HR manager was sacked. What you do is, emotionally you put yourself in that chair and you think, if I am sacked, so this is never good. So you favor yourself and write the reply. That becomes a wrong reply. Fine, it is like mathematics. You may get full marks or you may get zero. It is not a literature subject. So what you have to do is, you always, while writing case study, you must feel that you are the representative of the organization. If you are being sacked, by which organizations will be get more benefit, or organization will be losing something. Your organization is losing, then you do that. And if organization is doing better for by sacking you or by sacking the manager, you must support that. That means you must justify your answer keeping organization in view. Fine. That is all from my side. If you want to ask me any query, anything you want to share, you can share, or else I will end the class. Anything you want to ask, Moshami?
No, sir.
Okay. Shweta, anything you want to ask, Shweta? Aslav?
No, no, sir, I haven't.
Okay, 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 okay. Yeah, yeah, Moshami. Okay. Then I am ending the class. Fine. Wish you all the best for your forthcoming examinations and enjoy the festival. I'm ending the class then. Fine.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Okay.